Hello, good evening and welcome to the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru Mafinda. Now, we're inside Tiki Tunnel 2, our brand new grow tunnel, poly grow tunnel. Now, the beds inside here are just it's just the bare earth and detritus that was here before we actually constructed the tunnel. Now, under ideal circumstances, that would be great, that would be alright. But it's not, because it's full of bindweed and horse's tail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the level of soil down, get rid of all this detritus and mess, and take the level of the soil down by a couple of inches, about 3 or 4 inches. And then I'm going to line it out with about 3 layers of the weed membrane to try and prevent the horse's tail and bindweed from coming up. It won't work 100% because horse's tail and bindweed are particularly invasive creatures, but it'll help. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give it a couple of layers of that. I'm going to have a nip to Paul Green as well and purchase some compost from there so that I can restock the beds with new growing medium, with fresh new growing medium that's a sterile medium. And then I'll add my amendments into that. So that's what the plan is for today. But first I've got to take this down. So it's going to be about 6 barrow loads of this stuff that I'm going to take up to the compost heap up at the top and tip it over the end. You're alright with organic matter, but anything that's glass, plastic, metal, all that kind of stuff, you should not be putting up at the top. So anyway, I'm going to crack on. Okay, so my first job is to get rid of the inorganic matter. That wood and everything should be okay, little bits of wood and what have you. You can throw them on, they'll rot down over time. But obviously all the rest of it's going to be shifted out. I'm going to take that down then, as I say, by about 4 inches all the way across. Just so as it's level with the bottom of that, really. The bottom of that, that timber there. And then I'm going to line it out. So there's our detritus transportation device and muck removal implement, or a shovel and a barrow. That's what we're going to be using. That's number 1 of several. So it was only 3 wheelbarrows full, that's fine that. And I've taken it down, as you can see, to the base of that timber that's running along the sides. I've lined that side out now. Done both sides, obviously. Lined that side out. I'm going to do the same on this side with our weed membrane, but you do need a good couple of 3 layers of the weed membrane, which this is going to have. It might even have 4. I think there's 3 on that side. I'll do 3 each side, just to sort of retain or restrain the weed growth coming through. Those perennial weeds like mersetail and bindweed are a pain in the butt. So as I've been shoveling it all out, I've been pulling up those weeds as I've found them, the rhizomes underneath the soil. I've been pulling them up, but it's a never-ending task, unfortunately. We will get weeds coming through that. There's nothing you can do about it, really, unless you totally tanked it. But yeah, do as best as you can. So I'm going to line those out with the weed membranes, both sides, and then I'm going to go and get my compost. There we go. I hope it doesn't bust my suspension, that. But 900 litres of compost there for 44 quid at Paul Green Nurseries, Charnock Richard, which is this place. Right, let's get it back. So we're going to take it straight from here into here and over there. Right, all the bags are up. That's a very good idea, Pug. Let's get it on. Okay, now the compost inside those bags is all compacted together. So you've got to lift them up and drop them down about 4 or 5 times onto the sides, onto the bases, and that'll loosen up the soil, or the compost, and make it easier to spread. Okay, got some growing medium in there now. I am contemplating on raising up those beds a little bit, only by about 2 inches. But because there's only about 6 inches worth of soil in there, of compost, so I might raise them up so that they're 8 inches, and that'll be sufficient for what we're going to be growing in there. We're going to be using the bottomless tubs anyway for growing in, which you'll see later. But yeah, that's all in. What I've also done is just open this. I've weed membraned along the side of the path there where the soak away is. So there's about 4 layers of weed membrane under that. And then I've topped it off with the pea gravel. It's going to get paved around the sides. As you can see there. I've got loads of pea gravel on the plot, so I'm allowed to use pea gravel. All around the tiki hut's got the pea gravel as well. I was wanting to use stone, but Joe said because I've not already got stone, I can't use it, but I have got stone. Down here, there's quite a bit of stone about on the plot. But yeah, I'm gonna minimise the use of the stone chippings. But because I've got the pavers, got some pavers there, I can utilise the pavers down the sides here. But that looks all right at the front there, doesn't it? Yeah. So we're almost ready to receive, boys and girls. Ready to get planted up in there. Be about a month or so really before we can start anything in there. In fact, the tomatoes are probably going to be going in there May. Yeah, I would say May, something like that. 8 weeks before the tomatoes are actually going to be going in there. They're going to be started obviously from seed around about now. But the actual plants are only going to be going in there in about 6 to 8 weeks' time. Last day of February today, February the 28th, 2021. And yeah, happy days. I've had a decent day down here. Well, when I say day, about 3.5 hours. Went to Pole Green, that took an hour out of my day as well, so about 2.5 hours to do that and chat and have a brew and all of that stuff. So yeah, I'll catch you later, boys and girls. Have a fantastic week. You've been beautiful, fragrant and elegant if you're a lady. You've been fantastically strong, virile and handsome if you're a gentleman. And I've been good on my finger. You've been brilliant as always and fantastic people. Mwah! We love you all. Here's Tony M signing out. I'll catch you in the week if possible. I'm going to be doing those mushrooms in the week, I think. Showing the start of the mushroom project. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, don't forget to hit that bell notification button so you don't miss another exciting episode down here at the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru T. Right, I'll catch you later on, boys and girls. Bye bye. As I say, have a good week.